What's up YouTube, Kingwell Gaming here, bringing you back another video. And today I'm releasing my very first build video. Yes, my very first. Seeing as everyone else seems to be running skill builds at the moment, I thought to myself, hey, why not? So just to prove to you guys how hard this build is hitting, check that time out, man. Anyway, stay tuned and I'll bring you the breakdown of the build. Right guys, the specialisation I'll be running with this build is the Demolitionist, and that is because you get the increase in burn resistance by 20%, which is handy when you're going against these the Imperial Exo holster, because the amount of burn damage that causes you is insane. But even just a little bit of burn resistance helps out, especially when you're rolling about trying to dodge bullets. But anyway, this also gives you armor kit repair, 100% damage, and boost weapon handling by 30% for 15 seconds, which is quite handy in PvP for close combat. You also get a 10% increased explosive damage effect, explosive grenades, and skill and effects. So status effect, you do a bit more status effect as well. I'm also doing it for the artillery turret, and the mod to increase the turret's ammunition count, and the mod to increase the turret's damage. And if you're running in a group members gain 5% damage to targets out of cover, so straight away it's better if you're running, I don't know, a raid or heroic mission. Heroic can be done with this build, because I have done it myself, but to save time and to stop you guys watching a like half hour to 40-minute long video, I've done it on challenging, and I will show you a bit of gameplay, all the gameplay from that challenging mission in a little while. PvP wise it does work, but I wouldn't just try and face tank people. You've got to try and think about where you're staying, and like if you've got cover and all this and that. But you guys don't need me to explain about all that. When armor is reduced to 0, refills all main weapon ammo. So basically when you're getting face tanked by a person and they're really tanky, like 2 million armor builds, and you jump a wall and you're trying to dodge them, it instantly refills you. So that could be quite a handy skill to use within PvP. I will show you a bit of PvP footage in a minute after I've explained this build. But that is the main reason why I'm running demolitions. But anyway, I'm also running rifle wise the perfect spike, because headshot grants plus 25% skill damage for 8 seconds, which is really handy for when you're going up against those tanky builds or those really tanky boom looking guys. I'm running the Pestilence because obviously the Plague of the Outcast. This isn't a gold rolled Pestilence, it could be a lot better. I've still got to improve my build. But anyway, the Plague of the Outcast. Hits apply at debuff dealing 100% weapon damage over 10 seconds. This stacks up to 50 times. Whenever an enemy dies with this debuff, all stacks are transferred to a nearby enemy within 25 meters. So then again, crowd control, really handy bit of kit to have, really good gun. The mask I'm running is China Light Industry mask. It's not that god rolled. I can improve it a bit more if I wanted to, but I just wanted to get this build out to you guys. I've got plus 15% explosive damage just off the mask, or just the one piece China Light. It could be any China Light, but personally I find this build works well like it is how I've put it. Plus 1 skill tier, plus 8.6% hazard protection, plus 9.1% skill damage. There I've put skill haste onto all my mod slots on my gear pieces, and that is just because I ain't running the hardwired backpack, so you don't get your skills back quick enough, because obviously the loot that you get with the backpack. So skill haste is probably the best way to run with this build, the way it is. The main part of this build that is really handy backpack is the Coaster's Go bag. It's got plus 1 skill tier, plus 11.8% skill haste, plus 10% skill damage. And obviously, as you can see, because I am running the backpack for the hardwired, plus 11.3% skill haste, so it gives you your skills back a bit quicker. Throwing a grenade refunds it and grants 1% skill tier for 15 seconds. Grants overcharge if already at skill tier 6. Cooldown is 60 seconds. So just remember, guys, when you're using this build, don't spam out your grenades. Just use one grenade at a time and think about when you're going to use it, the overcharge anyway. 2 in the bag. You get 1% armor kit capacity, you get plus 3% grenade capacity, you get plus 25% ammo capacity, plus 10% repair skills, and plus 10% status effect. So straight away it is handy, and a very handy crowd control build for the raid. You could run the shock turret, the shock traps with it, but obviously I haven't put, with the build how I've put it, I haven't got that much status effect on it. You still got a bit of status effect, but the way I've built the build is probably the best way to do it, and how I've built it and recalibrated it, how I've got it now is probably the best way to run it. But anyway, going back to the gloves, it's just a piece of hardwired, plus 1 skill tier, plus 9.9% skill damage. The knee pads is the hardwired, which is plus 1% skill tier and plus 9.6% skill damage. The holster is the same really, plus 1% skill tier, plus 9.2% skill damage. I could make them pieces a bit better, but I really don't see the point now, because it does just hit hard, and it could get a lot more harder in the next update. Right, the chest piece. Now I wanted to go through this with you guys. You get plus 1 skill tier, plus 10% skill damage, plus 11.4% skill haste. Again, skill haste is important on this build because you're not using the hardwired backpack. Positive reinforcement increases feedback loop skill damage and repair bonus from 10% to 25%. So then again, skill damage goes up a bit more with this chest piece. That's why I wouldn't recommend I mean, you could run it with Unbreakable or with another talent that you got that suits you guys and how you play, but from my point of view and from how I've played it in different situations, it is best to run it with this chest piece, just for those bonuses there. Anyway, the actual seeker mines that I'm running are the cluster seeker mines. Now you get 2.7 million damage on these seeker mines, on just the cluster seeker mines, and the number of mines you've got is 10. Now your blast radius is 20 meters, and the PvP damage alone is nearly at 500k, and that is without the overcharge which you gain from the exotic backpack. So with the overcharge, so once you've thrown that grenade out, you get plus 80% damage on top, plus 8 extra cluster mines, and plus 100% radius, which, like I say, is really handy in those crowd control moments. The turret, I switched between artillery and assault. Now the assault one is really handy for when you're trying to run solo heroics in missions, or even you're trying to clear out the control points or anything like that. Really good bit of kit to have is the assault turret, especially when, like I say, you throw the grenade and you use that overcharge. You get plus 175% damage and plus 506% health, so it's just a really strong turret. And the artillery turret is plus 3 million, plus 3,200,000 damage, which is insane, guys, and it also applies the bleed status effect on affected target. The ammo is 10, the blast radius is 6.8 meters. The PvP damage is 800 plus K damage, which is pretty insane for PvP damage. Like I say again, with the overcharge, so you throw that grenade out and you get plus 137.5% damage, plus 560% health, plus 75% mortar blast radius, and plus 10 extra mortar ammo. And all I've got on that is obviously the mods wise is the specialization mod, which is the plus 10% damage. I've got on this one the 1% extra mortar ammo, which is part of the specialization, and 5.9% duration. So it is pretty insane, guys. Anyway, leaving it at that, I'm gonna let you guys view some of my gameplay now and show you the different situations I went through, and the reason why I done it on challenging the mission wise, because I didn't want to bore you with a 40-minute long heroic mission. It can be done heroic. I've soloed heroic many a times, but obviously it just takes that little time longer, and I'm trying to put everything into this video for you guys. So I've done it on challenging for you to see how hard this hits, and I've added a little bit of PvP show in literally just a second. But yeah, that is basically my build, guys. So if you like the looks of my build, you like you know, if there's anything I can do to change it or that you guys want to see, or if you've got any questions of that, leave it in the comment section and I'll get back to you guys as soon as possible. But yeah, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe, and enjoy the gameplay.
Rogue explosive seeker mine detected. Rogue striker drone detected. Agent down. Boost about to activate. Boost now active. Agent down. Rogue explosive seeker mine detected. System malfunctioning. System restored. System reactivated. An agent needs assistance. System curtailed. System back online. The boost is being taken by the enemy. And the enemy has acquired the boost. System disrupted. System reactivated. Agent down. Rogue Stinger Hive detected. System malfunctioning. Rogue explosive seeker mine detected.
Hello?
System restored.
I've sent a specialization supply drop your way.
Huh?
An agent needs assistance.
Friendly claiming the supply drop. The specialization supply
Hello?
drop was just picked
Can you hear me now?
Seeker mine detected.
Have you? Yeah, I can hear you better.
There are no more rogue reinforcements. Eliminate whoever's left.
It looks like Black Tusk is trying to set up a forward base here. We can't let them succeed. Secure the compound and destroy any assets they've brought in.
Heads up, Agent. I'm seeing multiple enemy guards by the northeastern gate.
Do what's necessary, Agent. Neutralize any threat.
done for.
Proceed to the docks and do a sweep.
Multiple hostile patrols are moving on the docks.
Enemy transport helicopter detected.
Airburst deployed. Vaya con Dios, asshole!
I've got enemy reinforcements inbound on your position. There's additional hostiles located by the loading docks up ahead.
Black Tusk UID signature detected.
Sounds like you found some Black Tusk equipment. Destroy it.
Need to sweep that area. Here you are. Hostile.
We've got more hostiles moving in on your position.
Rogue Hive detected.
Got their range. Stop and fight.
We need to ensure that the entire site is neutralized and secured. Head to the construction by the south side of the building and look for a way inside the Potomac Center proper.
Heads up, I'm seeing hostiles inbound on the construction site.
System malfunctioning. Rogue hive detected. System restored. Black Tusk UID signature detected.
You can't leave any of their equipment intact.
Rogue hive detected.
I'm losing armor! Another dead asshole!
You've got your objective. Don't let anything stand in your way.
I know I'm not.
network server detected.
Find it, and if possible, create an uplink. We need to know what's on that server.
Error detected. System curtailed. System malfunctioning.
Con Dios, asshole! Attacking target.
System restored.
Got a jammer here. Here they come. Got a turret here.
Server terminal detected.
Perfect. Isaac should be able to link to the server through that terminal.
Accessing server. Establishing uplink.
Hang on. I think I've got something here. A huge encrypted file. Whatever happens, make sure to maintain the uplink.
I'm getting fucked up. Right here. I see them! Target down! Take them! Burn! I need a fresh blade in here! I can cover you! Hostile. Keep your body!
The area looks secure. No more contacts. Well done. We're still working on decrypting that file. Hope we get some intel we can use.